Introducing your host, Kojo Locs. Hello. Hello, people. How are we doing? Good to see you. It's been a while. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Huh? Love you too. All right. Have a seat, everybody. Have a seat, please. Welcome. Yours truly, Joseph Morrison, aka Kojo Locs. If this is your first time coming to my live show with the studio audience, welcome aboard. This is a Loc show where we discuss Loc content. So if you're interested in that, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it with a friend. But I'm actually very excited today because we're going to be talking with a very special guest. Now, she is my wife, but for today's content, more importantly, she is also a full-fledged nutritionist. And what she's going to do here for us today is give us some information on how to better take care of our locks and better take care of ourselves in regards to nutrition, supplementation. We're going to touch all the topics, all right? So have a seat, please. Ladies and gentlemen, have a seat. Thank you for coming out today, and we'll bring her on in, all right? Let's just have a seat here. Thank you, everybody. Please, have a seat. So, as I was saying, one of the big things about hair and hair health and scalp health and the importance of growing healthy locks is obviously maintaining your health and maintaining your scalp health, your hair health, right? So, how do we do that? What are things that we aren't adding into our diet or our daily routines from a nutrition standpoint that greatly are going to affect the way that our locks look and how healthy they are? So what better person to talk to, as I mentioned, than a nutritionist, right? Now, she is a certified nutritionist. She's been practicing for many, many years. And, I actually want to give her the chance to introduce herself and, let you all know the goods. So without further ado, let's bring her in. Melanie, please. Come on down.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Please, have a seat. Got some water here for you if you need it.
Thank you.
All right. So, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. The folks of the Loc community, we always want to know what are the best ways to kind of take care of our locks, take care of our hair. And obviously one of the things that I think a lot of people overlook is nutrition and health and things like that. So
sure.
Being that you are a nutritionist and also my wife, so take it, right? Am I right? Huh? Please let the people know a little bit more about how long you've been doing nutrition and kind of what got you into nutrition, starting nutrition.
What got me into nutrition is, as a teenager, I was not taking care of myself at all. I was a typical teenager who always ate a lot of junk and crap. Came from an Italian background where there's a lot of pasta involved. So it just, as a teenager, wasn't really happy with my body, wasn't really happy with how I felt, my energy, all that kind of stuff. So I just, took a food science class in grade 9 and was like, oh, this is a thing. And that kind of just sparked this whole other world for me to empower myself in that way of just taking care of myself through food.
Cool. All right, pretty interesting stuff. So you've been practicing now for how many years?
From self-taught, I would say well over 10 years, maybe
Nice.
even close to 15. But then actually officially got educated maybe about 4 years ago.
Professionally?
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah, so to me, I think you're the perfect person to kind of have this conversation with. And, essentially what I wanted to do was I just kind of asked a lot of people different questions that they would have in regards to how to take care of their locks, and thought we'd bring those questions to you. So, question numero uno. What would you say are the most essential foods to hair growth and essentially just healthy hair growth and things like that?
Yeah. So omegas are huge. Omega-3 and omega-6 are really big. So that's a lot of flaxseed, that's a sunflower seed. Hemp oil is actually a perfect one because it's a perfect combination of omega-3 and omega-6.
Okay.
So that's something you can just pour on your salads or just kind of add into something, and you really don't need that much of it, but it's a perfect combination to kind of create that healthy hair.
Okay. Would you say put it in every meal or just a couple meals a day type of thing?
Well, you do want to have about a tablespoon of fat through every single meal.
Gotcha.
So maybe just for your lunch or for your dinner, just add in a little bit of hemp oil.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll add in biotin as well, or B7. That's a huge one, and I think that's a big buzzword right now for hair products.
Buzzword.
Biotin and collagen.
Okay. Yeah, collagen's huge right now.
So both important. Collagen comes from animal products, so your meats, all that kind of thing. And you want to have quality proteins when you're kind of taking care of yourself for your hair and stuff like that, especially.
So by quality protein, do you mean more like organic foods, things like that? Or?
So organic and fresh. You want to know where it's coming from, and we get ours from a farm. We literally can call Farmer Jim and ask.
He's a real farmer.
Yeah, it's legit Farmer Jim. And yeah, so that's super important for hair growth and just those building blocks basically for your skin and for your hair.
Okay, nice.
And I will add biotin as a big one too. So biotin you can get from eggs and spinach.
Cool.
So that's another one to add in there.
Okay. So I guess one suggestion I would think of is even, you know, those nutritional products you just listed. So just looking at foods that contain those supplements or those nutritious elements and getting them in your diet.
So again, that was flaxseed, you have your hemp oil, you have your eggs, you have your spinach, and healthy meats.
Cool. All right, cool. So one thing that a lot of us lockers deal with is obviously scalp buildup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially for people who are in that starter locker phase, like myself, you know, we can't just freely wash our hair all the time or things like that. We have to be very delicate and careful with our hair, but buildup is something that happens when you work out or sweat, or obviously if we're not washing our hair frequently, buildup occurs. So what types of things, I guess, we know things we can do to help build up outside of nutrition, but I guess what things would you say to like stay away from, or what things will help to mitigate or lessen the amount of buildup that happens in the scalp?
Yeah, so the biggest one is honestly sugar and processed food, and I feel like that's one that I share with so many clients that everybody hates to hear.
It's a battle.
But it is so massive. Like you can go through, you know, periods where you're eating crappy food and you'll notice a difference in your buildup in your hair, your skin, all that stuff, even you breaking out. It makes a massive difference. Yeah. Because it's so much harder for your body to work and to try to detox. Right. So when you're not eating that processed food and those sugars, your body has less work to do. And keep in mind, your skin is a way of your body detoxing. One of the ways anyway.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point, I think, because like you're saying, it's you know, your skin's kind of, that's like you said, it's one of the areas that the body expels toxins. So obviously if you're eating more crap, there's going to be a lot more crap that's expelled.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I mean, I get it, and I think especially in with this whole pandemic, it's been tough for a lot of people to stay away from unhealthy foods because it just feels so good, you know, going down.
For sure, and I get that. That's just one thing that you can kind of pay attention to. That when you do have those crappy weeks, you'll notice that buildup in your hair for sure.
That's true. I can definitely attest to that. Popeyes. All right. So in light of the foods that you mentioned in that first question that people should be taking or adding into their diet, I think that's very helpful. But I think one thing that a lot of people have trouble with, especially people who can't cook very well or cook often, or you know, they would say they don't have enough time to cook foods and things like that. Obviously, supplementation is something that's very important as well, just to make sure you're getting in the right nutrients that you need. So in regards to, you know, scalp health, buildup, hair growth, you know, what supplements would you recommend for people to take or to add on to their diet that's just kind of pop a pill or take a drink type of thing to help to...
Yeah. So you can take an omega supplement as well. So if you don't want to do the hemp oil, because some people don't like the taste of it, you can just take a supplement. So there's a lot of like cod liver oil or fish oils that you can take that will basically promote that skin and hair health. Another one would be a biotin supplement. You can literally just take biotin. There's a lot of great brands out there for biotin, and so things like Camprev or Genestra, like those are all good brands. And I actually brought one of them. But this Chelidonium lax is a really big one to kind of open up your skin health. To kind of open up your pores, all that kind of stuff, and just promoting better skin in general.
Nice.
So if you're someone who has eczema, biotin is really great for eczema health, as well as this.
Cool. Pretty good. Will you say anything about like a multivitamin, or, you know, obviously that's pretty important, but how important would a multivitamin be to scalp health, hair health, that kind of thing?
Multivitamin's great, but I will say cutting out the crap will do more than a multivitamin will.
Like cutting out crappy eating and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you cut the crap out of the vitamin, or what are you talking about here? Yeah.
So yeah, cutting out that crappy food, the processed food and stuff that we talked about earlier, that will be more of an impact than just taking a general multi.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's good for people to know, because I think a lot of people have that mindset where it's like, oh, if I'm taking a lot of vitamins and minerals, like, I'm good, I can eat whatever I want. And it's like, well, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I know.
So we'll, you know, for the last question of the day, we're looking into what things do people typically do that works against the sustenance of healthy hair, healthy scalp? Like, what things do you think people need to cut out or need to stop doing? And I feel like we kind of know the answer now based on our conversation.
Yeah. So the main thing is what we just talked about, is avoiding the crappy food or processed foods. But on top of that, I'll include foods that you might be allergic to or have a sensitivity to, because your gut's really going to react to that, and it's going to try to detox in some way, shape, or form. So skin off being a form of detoxification, you want to kind of put less work on your gut so it's not having to come out of your skin or just giving you issues there. I'll add in lack of circulation. Like, if you're not moving, if you're not opening up your pores and doing things,
work out,
you're not sweating, at least 20 minutes a day of some kind of excessive sweating.
Excessive. We'll let you think about that, what you could do for 20 minutes a day just to kind of get the sweat out, you know, get creative. There's all kind of things you can do. Run, bike, walk, a lot of things.
Well, this goes on.
The list does go on, doesn't it? All right.
That's a huge one though.
I guess just in closing, what would you say to somebody who, let's say a client comes to you and they said, hey, you know, I'm your nutritionist. Just give me a couple tips on what I can do to really help to make sure my hair and scalp are
for sure
the best they can be.
Drink a ton of water.
Okay.
Some type of physical activity, 20 minutes at least every day.
Sweet.
Back to that excessive sweating. And just avoid foods that irritate your gut or give you acid reflux or make you super bloated. And just like processed foods.
Cool. All right.
I think those are the basics, and like if you're not don't want to take supplements or anything like that, just doing those 3 things would have a massive impact on your skin and hair health.
Cool. All right. I think that pretty much wraps it up. I think that's good information. It's always this with nutrition, I feel like. I feel like there's things that people do know, but they're just not doing it and need to hear that reminder, like stop eating crap. But obviously there's always things that I think a professional like yourself brings to the table in terms of supplementation and what specific nutrients are going to help the body in what specific ways. So where can people find you? Where can people get your information to get in touch with you and maybe talk nutrition or health or anything like that?
Hungry Elephant on Instagram is my main link right now.
Okay.
Also on YouTube, Melanie Morrison.
Nice. What does the channel consist of? What kind of things are you talking about on your channel?
Nutrition and fitness, but mainly nutrition.
Cool.
My little obsession, you know?
All right. Anything else you want to say before we wrap on this episode?
No. I don't know.
All right.
Hair.
Take care of it. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your information. Again, if you do want to reach out to her, she's left the links for you. I'll leave them down below in the description section. So there you have it, folks. If there is anything else that you want to discuss or any other information you feel like you want to share with us in terms of nutrition, or if you have any questions for Melanie or myself, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Let's chat about it, right? Get a good conversation going. Otherwise, please subscribe, like, share with a friend. Jump over to Melanie's YouTube channel, which is Melanie Morrison, for everything health, nutrition, fitness, all good stuff. I'll leave a link below as I mentioned. And for us here at the Kojo Locs channel, we're out. Peace and love, y'all.